Okay, so this week's learning is about sexual and asexual reproduction. So I thought I would take a look at some of the organisms around my area and talk a little bit about how they reproduce. Okay, let's start with an easy one, cats. So cats reproduce sexually, and in the process of reproduction, they have their babies after about 2 months. But yes, you need a male and a female to reproduce, and having babies every 2 months means that they can have a lot of babies in a very short time. So make sure that you spay your cat or neuter your cat if you don't want a lot of babies. Dogs are another easy animal to think about for reproduction. They are also sexually reproducing organisms. They need to have both male and female present, and they also carry their babies for a couple months before they end up giving birth. Now, the interesting thing with cats and dogs and other organisms that sexually reproduce is that they will have a donation of DNA by both mom and dad, so you get a nice mix of organism, and we have a lot of diversity in these type of species. All right, here's another organism in our household. It is a betta fish. It's Jaden's fish, and it doesn't really look really well right now, but this is an organism that also reproduces sexually. Male and female betta fish will reproduce, but you have to keep them separate most of the time because they will otherwise kill each other. Fun fact about betta fish is that they usually lay about 20 to 30 eggs, but some can lay up to 500 eggs at a time. That is going to ensure that your species continues if you have a lot of babies at one time. Chickens, yes, these are sexual reproducers. These ladies do not have a guy around, so every time they lay an egg, their possible chicken doesn't get fertilized, and so that egg just becomes breakfast for me. I guess that's kind of gross to think about in a way. All right, sexually reproducing organisms. Chickens! Okay, so these are strawberry plants, and you can't tell right away because it's very early on in the season, but these get flowers on them. And so they sexually reproduce, but then also they reproduce asexually with what are called runners. And they kind of spread across an area. A lot of plants reproduce this way. And so they are an organism that reproduces both sexually and asexually. All right, so last organism, cactus. It really does depend on the species of cactus, but a lot of cacti will reproduce both sexually and asexually. These cactus will eventually get flowers on them, so they have that sexual reproduction, but then also they do what strawberries do, which is send out little runners, so they reproduce asexually as well. So organisms that can reproduce both sexually and asexually have a better chance of survival, and organisms that have multiple births at one time have a higher chance of survivability. Remember, every organism alive today is a sign of successful reproduction over a long period of time. And the differences we have in our reproductive practices are a showcase of looking at how evolution has occurred among different species to allow them to fit into their environment. Now, all of this you need to think about, and as you do your work this week, remember to read, watch the videos, and take good notes, because on Thursday, the quiz will be in Socrative. It'll be open notes, and it'll be worth lots of points. So do your best on it, and we'll see what you come up with. Also, check each other's Padlets out. They're really, really good.